Well, welcome back to Coast to the Heart, everyone. It's August, and not only are we fully into Leo season, my favorite season, but we're also bringing you and fearlessly bringing you a bold new edition of the Cleen Edit. This is our second edition of the Cleen Edit, where we want you to imagine Amy and I being welcomed into your homes and walking into your bathroom, peeking under your cupboards, looking under your sink, and reading and researching the ingredients on the personal care products that you're currently using, and then saying, instead of this, maybe you should try that. That is what the Cleen Edit is.
Absolutely. And all month long, you send us your personal care routines. That link is in our show notes. And we pick one listener's routine to do a deep dive. We research, we recommend, and then they get a recommended product list from us as a thank you for being, they get a recommended product from us as a thank you for being a loyal listener. And the products that we recommend, you guys, we're not sponsored by anybody. These are just products that we have found. We've done research. We've thought about the audience. In this case, it's a teenager. So we were looking for products that could be within their budget, accessible to them. And so these are just things that we feel good about recommending, but there's no benefit at all except for you getting better, cleaner options.
I love that. And so today, because, again, it's birthday month, I took some liberties. In today's edition, because we love this, two teen besties sent us their routines together. They actually listen to our podcast regularly, and we hope they're listening to this episode because it's all about them. We're blending their routines into one comprehensive review. So, Amy, let's get going and let's start with their morning routines.
All right. First of all, the fact that you two have routines, kudos to you. That's awesome. That's a great first step. Okay, let's go. So first up, our listeners shared their morning skincare and shower routines. So for our first listener, we'll call her Anna. She uses Cetaphil face wash. And then for a moisturizer sunscreen, she uses Cetaphil morning moisturizer and then Cetaphil sunscreen. And then for her deodorant, she uses Beauty Counter's Clean Deo, which we're definitely going to have to find you a swap for that since we can't get you that right now, Anna. I'm so sorry.
I know. And our second, and that was a great routine. Our second listener, she has actually quite a bit longer routine. This is Riley. She's our second listener. And, when I think about that, Amy, did you see the new Inside Out movie that came out this summer? I'm still thinking about it. Like, I get goosebumps thinking about Riley.
No, but I love the first one. So I definitely need to. In fact, I was just saying there was an advertisement for Moana too. And I looked at my husband. Our son is 18. I'm like, I can't wait to be a grandma so I can go back to these cartoon movies again.
But
I can't wait. But
we get two Moanas. We get the second animated version and we get a live version. So I don't think you need to be a mama or a grandmama to go see that live version, Amy.
I don't think. And even the movie, I could go. But anyway, no, I Inside Out too. I'll put it on my list.
Okay. So let's dive into Riley's routine. First of all, for her face wash in the morning, she just splashes her face with water. She then uses a toner, which is, prep step. It's called Peach Slices is the brand name, and they have a snail rescue toner. For her serum to treat her skin, she uses Glossier's Super Pure serum. And for her moisturizer, she's using a Shackley Daytime Moisturizer. And then she jumped into the shower routine where she's using one of our favorite, places to shop for grocers in Minnesota. And it's Trader Joe's. She uses their Trader Joe's eucalyptus shampoo and conditioner. She uses, again, a Shackley body wash. And then she uses the Billy brand for shaving cream. And finally, for deodorant, she uses, the classic Dove. She's using their Advanced Care Antiperspirant deodorant stick. And for sunscreen, this is a viral product I think that we've talked about before. Supergoop has a resetting powder. I know they have a mineral sunscreen component in that.
In fact, I just did an event with a bunch of teen girls a couple weeks ago, and they all asked me about that resetting powder. So you're right. It is a viral thing right now. They're all using it. Okay, let's start with the face washes. So Anna is using Cetaphil, which I know a lot of people think the first thing they say is, oh, I use Cetaphil or CeraVe. Those are clean, right? Because that's something that the dermatologists recommend. The hospital sends us home to use on our babies. And so the perception out there is that it's clean. Unfortunately, not all of their products are as clean as we would like them to be. Cetaphil does contain parabens, which are hormone and endocrine disruptors, and then sulfates that can be irritating. Sulfates are what make things kind of foamy and bubbly. So instead, I would actually recommend a CeraVe hydrating cleanser. It's free from parabens and sulfates, and it maintains the skin's natural moisture barrier and keeps you hydrated. And that's the thing that a lot of these ingredients do is they actually can damage the skin's moisture barrier, which makes you more susceptible to irritation, sunburns, rashes. And so we want to maintain that moisture barrier at all times. So I would say, Anna, go with CeraVe hydrating cleanser.
Well, and for Riley, just washing your face with water. Again, water is a chemical. I always like to remember and remind people that H2O, but it just might not be as effective for everyone as it is for her. So she might consider. I'm always talking about and looking at the teens who are shopping in Sephora. Take out your Clearia app when you're shopping at Sephora. Go over to the Youth to the People collection and scan some of their cleansers. They have a superfood cleanser that's packed with ingredients that are plant based and free from harmful chemicals. You'll be able to see on that Clearia app a safety rating. And I just know Sephora has a great expansive collection of that brand, and you'll be able to make safer choices, something that has a little bit more of an impact than just water.
And I actually, one of my little teen besties just gave me a Youth to the People clay mask, and I really liked it. I had never used that brand before. And speaking of, you mentioned Sephora. Remember, if you don't have the Clearia app for some reason or the Healthy Living app on your phone, both Sephora and Ulta have conscious clean departments or sections within the store. Now, they're not all going to necessarily be as clean as we would like them to be, but they're going to be cleaner than the alternative. So at least head to those departments first when you start looking for products. Okay, back to their routine. Sorry, I digress. Next, we have toners. So Riley uses Peach Slice's Snail Rescue Toner, which that name makes me giggle. But you guys, actually, snail extract is a really good, squalene is another word that you'll see used in skincare. It's a really good ingredient for skincare. But while this product is generally safe, you always want to check for added fragrances and potential irritants. So a great alternative to this one would be Thayer's Witch Hazel Toner. It's alcohol-free, which is great because alcohol strips the moisture barrier and dries the skin. And it includes soothing ingredients like aloe vera and witch hazel.
And again, another thing, again, just talking in general, you might hear these ingredients. We're saying aloe vera, witch hazel. You're hearing those brands that sound healthy and clean and natural. Just make sure you look for that F word, that fragrance parfum word. Mm-hmm. If you see that inside of that label nestled in there, that's that little sneaky trade secret loophole that could negate the safety of all of the claims. So again, just keep an eye out for that, because sometimes it's really easy to make a synthetic aloe vera scent using artificial fragrances. So let's move on to serums. I love that there's a good prep step coming in here. So Riley's using the Glossier Super Pure Serum, and we've just talked about this. That product also not only unnecessary artificial fragrances, but unnecessary fillers. So you're not really getting 100% of whatever the Super Pure Serum is. There's a lot of artificial fillers in there, like cyclic silicones. So again, it sounds like she's shopping at Ulta and Sephora. We're going to suggest going over to the Ordinary collection. They have a niacinamide serum that is 10% niacinamide and 1% zinc. It's simple. It's effective. You only need a little small bit. Don't slather your face and slug it up with that serum. Just a little bit is enough. It's simple. It's effective. And it doesn't have any of those unnecessary additives.
Now, for moisturizers and sunscreens, Anna is using Cetaphil Morning Moisturizer and sunscreen as well, while Riley uses Shaklee's Morning Moisturizer. Cetaphil's sunscreen might contain chemical UV filters like oxybenzone. We've talked about that before on previous episodes. That's an ingredient that's been banned in the state of Hawaii as well as Key West. It's been linked to bleaching the reefs and affecting our ecosystem. So we want to avoid those chemical filters for sure. We want mineral sunscreens always. So we try to look out for that. So I would say instead, try and look for daytime moisturizers with non-nano zinc oxide like Solera, Well People, and Crunchy. And if you're taking notes, remember, we will share all of this information and recommendations in our show notes.
Okay, now for shower products. We're not talking about the everything shower here. We're just talking about like get in, get out. What do we need to do? Riley is using Trader Joe's eucalyptus shampoo and conditioner and Billy shaving cream. And these are great products. Again, I love the scent. I love the smell. They're very soothing. We have found sulfates, sodium lauryl sulfate, but we found some sulfates in there, some artificial fragrances, and and a few endocrine disrupting preservatives. So, again, refer back to the apps and resources that we recommend just to see if those ingredients are sneakily hiding in there. Eucalyptus doesn't always mean safe and clean and from the earth without contaminants. So a brand that we recommend and that you might want to consider is Honest Company. They have a great all-in-one shampoo and body wash that's EWG verified. Attitude is another brand that's also in that category of EWG verified, and we love Attitude. They have been growing their bath and body collection, shower products mainly, by leaps and bounds. They even have pet shampoo and pet products right now that are EWG verified. Again, another episode, another time. But even some of our favorites from like the 80s and 90s herbal essences, they came out with a great collection called Bio Renew that can be a little bit harder to find, but that's another EWG verified. And basically, let's just keep it going while we're in the shower and talking about an all-in-one Castile soap. It took me into my late 30s and 40s to embrace Castile soap, but Dr. Bronner's, you can use their Castile soap and it comes in refillable cartons. You can use it for a body wash. You can use it for a shaving lather. You can use it for a shampoo, a conditioner. It comes in lovely, lovely scents. I highly recommend, and you can find Dr. Bronner's in most beauty stores, or beauty sections of your big box shopping centers. And again, they're free from those harsh chemicals that we try to avoid. They're just incredible multitaskers.
Yeah, it's so interesting about Dr. Bronner's. We're not big campers, but we do usually camp once a year. And so years ago, my friend who does camp a lot was like, you should bring Dr. Bronner's. That's what you can, wash off with in the lake. Not that you're getting that much cleaner in the lake, but anyway, but it's so funny that I never put two and two together. That's something that's good to use when you're camping because it's good for nature. But then I would come home and use my toxic stuff at home. So anyway, happy to see that I make those two connections, I guess. And then herbal essences, I was thrilled when we have a lot of hair in our family. And so when they came out with their EWG verified, and again, like Andy said, it's very specific type of herbal essences, shampoo and conditioner. And I'm able to find it at our local Target, but it's like $5.99 and it's safe. So that made me super happy. So great suggestion, Andy. Okay, deodorant's next. So deodorant's something we all want to be using. And remember, deodorant, not an antiperspirant. You do want to sweat because that's how your body detoxes. But we do want to mask the scent of your body detoxing. So deodorant's important. Anna's been using Beauty Counter's Clean Deo, which is EWG verified, but unfortunately not available right now. And Riley's been using Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant Deodorant Stick, which does contain aluminum and synthetic fragrances. So a good alternative is Shackley's Protect deodorant. That's something that you can purchase online, or Each and Every deodorant, which you can actually find at Ulta. So the brand is called Each and Every. They are free from aluminum, parabens, and artificial fragrances. And I do want to take the time to just mention Native, because I hear from a lot of people, what about Native? Native is clean, right? And they started out as a very clean company. Unfortunately, Procter and Gamble purchased Native a couple of years ago. And so some of their products are still fairly clean, but some of them, unfortunately, they did change the formulation. So if you are using Native, just check the ingredient label and for sure make sure that there's no aluminum, paraben, or fragrances in them.
The deodorant from Native that I always recommend, I think it's the only one, it's the grapefruit and bergamot scent is the only one that still does not use artificial fragrance in there, does not have any parabens. So that's another one that, again, you can find in most big box stores where you're shopping. So, and then let's get back to the super goop trend, right? Sunscreen. I love that Riley's using sunscreen. You need sunscreen every single day. That's like the number one tip for aging skin prevention. If you want to prevent lines, wrinkles at a young age, just get into a habit of wearing sunscreen every day. And it doesn't have to be the banana boat that you think of when you go to the beach. There's so many ways to get not chemical sunscreen, to get mineral sunscreen into your personal care routine. And so Supergoop does have this. It's a great choice. It gives effective sun protection. It's a safe non-nano zinc oxide mineral sunscreen, and it helps set your makeup. It comes in a cute little, blotter brush, stipple brush that everyone's just loving. So grab that. There's a translucent one. That's the one that we're recommending. There's a tinted one. That we don't know about heavy metal testing. So I just go with the translucent one just to be safe. And everyone's really, really loving that one.
Well, I want to be like the cool kids. I'm going to order that one too.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's move on to their nighttime routine. So Anna at night washes her face with Cetaphil face wash again, moisturizes with Vaseline. This is going to be an interesting conversation. And then uses a body lotion, EOS Vanilla Cashmere Lotion. And then Riley at night, she washes her face as well with Peach and Lily face wash. She uses her toner again, her Peach Slices Snail Rescue Toner, her serum, her Glossier Super Pure Serum. And then for the moisturizer, she uses Beauty Counter's Sleeping Cream. So we definitely need to find her a swap for that for now. And then for her dental routine, she uses Hello Mint toothpaste and Hello Charcoal toothpaste.
Okay, so let's just start with those face washes again. We really already covered that. So again, I love that there's an AM and PM routine happening. Just, anyone who's listening, please wash your face before you go to bed. That's like my non-negotiable. Get all of that dust and dirt and all of the environmental toxins off your face before your face hits the pillow. So we're going back to Cetaphil. We've already talked about that, the Peach and Lily face wash. Again, while Peach and Lily is generally safe, it's that Cetaphil that we mentioned some of those concerns. So we're going to go back and just say, if you're a teen or tween, let's keep it simple and stick with the same AM, PM face wash and cleansers as excellent alternatives. We have recommended the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser and Youth to the People Superfood Cleanser. We don't need to switch it up at this age.
And Riley toners, we mentioned before, we're suggesting Thayer's Witch Hazel Toner as a safer option. And for the serum, to swap out the ordinary niacinamide 10% and zinc 1%, as mentioned before.
And so, Amy, you said it. I didn't know if you said that under your breath so that everyone can hear it or not. We're not making fun. This is how we all learn. So Vaseline is a very cost-effective moisturizer, just like coconut oil is a very cost-effective moisturizer. The issue that we have with Vaseline is that it's petroleum-based, and you're not ever going to see petroleum on the ingredient list. You're going to see its scientific name, petrolatum. We don't want petrolatum on our skin. And the reason why is because it's a known carcinogen. So if you're doing that every single day, and this is what we always talk about when you're thinking about clean swaps and switching to safer, and you're going in and conducting your own clean edit in your phone, it's can be overwhelming to go through everything all at once and toss it all out. Plus, it's not good for Mother Earth. It ends up in the landfill. So when you run out of something, and Aquaphor is another one that we know that a lot of people love for a facial moisturizer at night. Make sure you're not using products that are using petrolatum. A better alternative for that is Olita Skin Food. That's another brand. CeraVe also has a PM moisturizing lotion. Both of those are giving you the deep hydration without the petroleum, and they're packed with beneficial ingredients that are age appropriate for skin that is not yet mature or in advanced aging. Again, going back to CeraVe, and again, we're not brand shaming, we're educating, we're not affiliated with this brand. Their AM lotion does have some ingredients of concern. So again, it's always important to look at every single product. Come to a trusted resource like Amy and I. Don't assume just because one product in the collection is clean that all the brands in that under entire brand, all the products under that brand umbrella are clean. We just gave that example with herbal essences. Not every herbal essence shampoo and conditioner is EW verified, just certain types and certain, I think it's going to be like focus for your hair, whether it's a hydrating, moisturizing, volumizing, that kind of a thing. So always important to listen, learn, take notes, go out and shop with them.
Yep, absolutely. And then you'll get into a good habit of knowing what to look for and what not to look for, and you'll start figuring out what's good, what your routine is, and what clean options you like, and then you won't have to think about it anymore. Once you do a little bit of work, but it's so important work. It's such important work to do. Okay, so for body lotion, Anna uses EOS Vanilla Cashmere Lotion. That sounds lovely and soft and luxurious.
It is luxurious. Its evolution of smooth is how that brand started. I think it was like the first shave cream that I used when I stopped using shave foam, because I learned about learned about benzene and aerosols, and so I switched to their shaving cream, and it looks like Anna uses their lotion, their body lotion.
Yeah, and the only thing of EOS I've ever used was the little lip conditioners. But I don't use those anymore. This product can contain artificial fragrances and preservatives. So we prefer that you would use something else that was maybe a little bit cleaner. One that we like is Alba. Alba actually does have a lot of really nice, clean products. Alba Botanica Very Emollient Body Lotion. That's a handful, but is a great alternative. It provides gentle hydration, effective with natural ingredients. Remember, if something has a strong scent or color, it likely has some ingredients that you want to avoid.
That's a really good rule of thumb. I always give that example. If you think of grapes, right? Grapes, if you have a grape juice, it's actually going to be a clear juice. It's not going to be purple. So if someone, if you see a child or a kid wanting grape juice and it's bright electric purple, grapes don't actually make juice that looks like that. So you might want to actually, look into that a little bit further. But
I love that we're talking grape Fanta soda is not good for me, Andy.
Oh, Amy, you
I
kid.
know.
You
I
kid.
loved
I
it when
love
I
your
was a
sense of
kid, and they
humor.
had it in
So did
Japan. I was
I.
in Japan, and my son was like, "Mom, they have grape Fanta." I'm like, "Oh, it's so good."
Yeah.
But it's so bad.
Well, then that gets me on the dirty soda trend. Again, another episode for another time. I love
Yes.
it.
Oh, that'll
Um,
be a good one.
Well, and speaking of that, we're talking about sugars and artificial fragrances and all of that. That goes right into your dental care routine. Hello is a great brand. We've talked about this before. Whether you're choosing fluoridated or unfluoridated toothpaste, you really want to make sure that you're finding products that are gentle and effective. Hello has a great lineup. Like I said, they're free from fluoride, but they do have some fluoridated formulas, but they avoid sulfates. They avoid the optical brighteners, the harsh chemicals that sometimes charcoal toothpaste is like a new trendy toothpaste in the last many years. Just we've talked about this before. Remember that it's an exfoliator for your teeth. So if you're someone who is prone to staining or plaque or tartar, it's good to exfoliate every once in a while. You're not going to feel a gritty, sandy feeling in charcoal. It's very, very smooth and it tastes lovely. It's minty. But again, use that, once a week, twice a week as a nice brightener for your teeth. So thumbs up on those.
All right. Okay, so now let's answer a few questions that Anna and Riley had for us. Okay, so Anna's question was, should I wash my face in the morning? What do you think, Andy?
Well, I did say it was a non-negotiable for your PM routine to wash your face, but yes, it is generally a good idea to wash your face in the morning to remove the overnight oils, sweat, and bacteria. The nighttime, and this is not just saying, hey, kids, make sure you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep because your parents need a break. It's not that. It's get as much beauty rest as possible. It's called beauty rest for a reason because when we sleep, that's when our cells regenerate and grow. So if you are healing from acne or scarring or anything like that, sun damage from your face, and you're putting all these good healthy ingredients on your skin, you want that to do its job and work overtime at night. So then, yeah, you're waking up in the morning and you've sweat, you've exfoliated, you've done all these things while you're getting your beauty rest. You should wash your face. Just even a gentle cleanser, that alternative to water, of course, that can suffice, especially, for those of you who have sensitive skin, you don't want to put something abrasive and exfoliating all over again in the morning. Just a good gentle cleanser. And we've already given some suggestions for that.
Okay.
And then this is another, I love that we're wrapping it up with the questions that were on their minds, topics that were close to their heart. Riley's question was, how can I help others get into cleaner routines without being mean?
I love that question, Riley. And like Andy, you mentioned earlier in an earlier episode, let's just make harder topics easy to talk about. And so it might seem kind of weird, oh gosh, I'm going clean, but my friends might think that's strange. Let's just normalize it. It's actually clean beauty is the fastest growing segment of beauty right now. So people are interested in it. So I would say just lead by example and share your knowledge positively. Your friends will want to know what you use. I mean, I'm in my 50s now, and we still all compare and share notes on and get recommendations from each other on whether it's beauty products or restaurants or clothing or whatever. So your friends want to know what you're using. And if you tell them why you're using it and also how it makes your skin feel and maybe how it even just makes you feel overall, that's going to go a long way. Think of it as sharing your favorite candy or your favorite clothing brand. You're not afraid to, maybe we shouldn't be talking about candy, but that's okay. 80-20 world, we got to be eating candy too. But it's the same as anything else that you feel really passionate about. Skincare is the same way. I know teens love to talk about beauty. And so one day we won't even have to segment clean from the rest. It will all be clean. Right now it is a different segment, but just don't even think of it that way. Just think of it as your favorite products that you want to share. Offer information and alternatives without judgment. I'm always getting questions and I always say, you do you. And if you need to use X, Y, and Z because it works for you, great. But where can you go cleaner elsewhere? So no judgment, just here's what I like and here's why. Sharing your personal experiences and benefits that you've noticed will really encourage others to make cleaner choices as well.
I love that. And I'll just always go back to the Starbucks example. When you walk into school and you've got your Starbucks cup and someone says, oh, what are you drinking today? And it rolls off your tongue to say, it's a venti strawberry acai refresher with light ice, no berries, and a scoop of lavender powder or a scoop of boba. It rolls right off your tongue to say what you are using. And they say, oh, good, I'm going to try that next time. It's just like that. There's nothing, like we said, you don't have to be mean and say, oh, you're using Vaseline on your face. You're not doing that. You're just, it'll come up naturally. And and you're sharing what you've learned. You're helping your friends make safer choices. That's all that you are doing. So by following these recommendations on the Cleen Edit, you can ensure that your personal care routine is not only effective, but that it's also safer and that it's more aligned with your clean beauty principles. And so if this episode sounds like you or a teen you know and love, please share it with them.
And, I always love to give examples or role plays. And so, Andy, when you mentioned, if your friend's using Vaseline, we don't want to be like, ew, gross. But instead, a way to say it is, oh, you know what I learned? I learned that Vaseline actually dries our skin out. It's doing the opposite of what's supposed to do. And so that, I think, is a more gentle way of saying, here's what I use instead, or, it's not even doing what it's supposed to do. So just another example. And we're happy to give many more. Just reach out to us. So thank you so much for tuning into this edition of the Cleen Edit and to Coast to the Heart. Keep those questions and routines coming. We can't wait to feature another routine next month.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.